And the South Carolina Supreme Court has ruled that the law, which would have banned abortions in our state at 6 weeks, is unconstitutional.
Now, this decision comes nearly 2 years after Republican Governor Henry McMaster officially signed this measure into law. It was called the fetal heartbeat bill, if you remember. And in part, the state Supreme Court said that restrictions violate our Constitution's right to privacy.
That's how we begin tonight. News 19's Becky Buds is live with a closer look at the ruling and how lawmakers are reacting. Becky.
Darcy, the fetal heartbeat law had been temporarily blocked since August while the Supreme Court weighed in on it. Today's decision means abortion is legal in South Carolina up to 20 weeks of pregnancy. Lawmakers telling me today that the fight over this issue is far from over.
Ecstatic. I think the state Supreme Court made the correct decision.
I also think it's a stunning act of judicial overreach.
Celebration and disappointment from South Carolina lawmakers Thursday after the state Supreme Court struck down the 6-week abortion ban known as the fetal heartbeat law. The majority opinion stated that while the state may limit a person's right to privacy, quote, any such limitation must be reasonable and afford a woman sufficient time to determine she is pregnant and take reasonable steps to terminate that pregnancy. For justices, the law's 6 weeks time frame was inadequate.
We don't even know what this bill would do, right? So, I mean, we've never given it a chance to work.
Being a member of the General Assembly, that we will not continue to debate bills that we know now under our state constitutional or not constitutional.
State lawmakers held a special session this past summer on a proposed total ban on abortion, but they failed to come to an agreement. Conservative lawmakers like Representative John McCravey say they plan on revisiting the ban during the upcoming legislative session, which starts next Tuesday.
Other pro-life members of the legislature are going to continue to fight for the unborn until we get justice. So it's not over.
Senate Minority Leader Brad Hutto says Democrats are prepared to fight that legislation.
I think it's going to be difficult for those who want to ban abortion to realistically move forward with an attempt to ban it unless they want to move forward with a constitutional amendment to put it on the ballot.
According to the Center for Reproductive Rights, this is the first state Supreme Court to decide whether abortion is a state constitutional right. Reporting live at the State House, Becky Buds, News 19 WLTX.
All right, Becky, thank you so much. In the meantime, Governor McMaster has weighed in on the court's ruling, saying that he believes the court has, quote, exceeded its authority and found a right in our Constitution which was never intended. McMaster also says he will work with the General Assembly to correct this error.
In addition to state leaders reacting to this abortion decision today, local advocacy groups, are also sounding off. Dave Wilson, the president of the Palmetto Family Council, says, in his opinion, it's a sad day for the state of South Carolina. He adds that the pro-life fight in South Carolina is far from over.
In 1970, the voters in South Carolina voted for a right to privacy from search and seizure as an amendment to the state constitution. Article 1, Section 10. That was 3 years before Roe versus Wade. And 3 years before Roe versus Wade, we said that that was the limitations on the right to privacy. Well, our state Supreme Court has done exactly what the U.S. Supreme Court did in 1973 and read additional rights of privacy into that.
Representatives from Planned Parenthood stood outside the state Supreme Court today for a press conference emphasizing their relief in the Supreme Court's decision.
This court has affirmed that that is a woman's right. They have a right to privacy. There is a right to privacy in the South Carolina Constitution, and the court says that it extends to the right to have a safe and legal abortion.
Life and pro-choice advocates have agreed that the conversation will likely continue into the next State House session.
Well, as we continue to follow the very latest on where abortion stands in South Carolina, of course, now the law saying it is legal up until 20 weeks. We will be sure to provide you with the latest on air and online. You can just go over to our website, WLTX.com, to find more information, or you can check out our free News 19 app.